Hello, my beautiful people of God. How are you all doing today? I believe God that everyone is doing great. I trust God that everyone is enjoying God's faithfulness. And of course, that's why we are still alive in the land of the living. In today's video, I bring to you the interview that the daughter of Ekweremadu, the one that has the kidney problem that brought this whole brouhaha into their family right now, has, you know, finally, granted interview. And in this interview, she talked about what transpired between them and that boy, the doctor that did the arranging for them, and the whole problem that this has brought upon her and the entire family right now. I want you to get this gist directly from her. And that's why, see, in this place, we don't peddle breaking news, because at times many of these breaking news, you know, can be misleading and false. And that's why we allow things to, to calm down as we do our proper research, so that we can bring it here for you. And I never want to talk about it, because it has been, they say from different kinds of news rooms, everything will be just be coming out. But today, this lady has finally spoken. You will hear her speak about this issue. And I want you to get the authentic information. And that's why I'm sharing it here. And again, I want us to learn that no matter the trouble we are facing in this life, there's always a better way, a more glorious way to handle issue. If you allow your situation to overwhelm you, before you know it, you enter into error. You get to a level, where you will turn back like this. You look at yourself and say, is it me that did this kind of a thing? Because of the situation that we allow to overwhelm us. As children of God, when things are happening to us, please let us calm down and learn how to take proper decision to proper solution. So thank you so much, my people. Give this video a like and share it. Please, if you have not subscribed to this channel, endeavor to do so to support a sister, and please turn on the bell for more notification. And I'm going to see you in my next one.
Me and my brother and my sister were at home, and the doorbell rings. I think it's our parents, but it's a bunch of police at the door. They tell me this is, what they arrested me for. My first reaction was shock. It was difficult, especially seeing, not even just for me, because if it was a situation where it was just me, I think it would have been easier to handle. But seeing my parents in that situation as well was a lot.
What are your thoughts on your parents' conviction?
It's sad. It's been really hard to really wrap my head around it.
Do you understand the conviction and why they were found guilty?
I understand the conviction. Personally, I disagree with it. However, that's from a very biased perspective as their daughter, and I would obviously always back my parents. However, the law has taken its course, and we just have to now move forward as a family. Apart from the case and the trial, I'm also having dialysis.
What's the name of the condition that you have?
Okay, it's called nephrotic syndrome, FSGS. Basically, my kidneys are like small and they have like loads of big holes in it. Either I stay on dialysis for the rest of my life or I get a transplant. These are my two options.
Was it not possible to get a donor from within your family?
That I had the APOL1 gene. So to us, that kind of meant that, kind of excluded the family, especially on my dad's side, because they have quite a history of kidney conditions. In August of 2021, when obviously I found out that it was a possibility that I would need a transplant, that's when we kind of reached out to people.
How involved were you in finding a donor, in particular this young man?
I wasn't involved at all. It was mostly my family that handled everything to do with my medical side.
Were you aware that your parents were trying to bring someone from Nigeria to the UK?
I mean, I was aware that someone did come forward. I had just come over to the UK, I believe, with my uncle. My mom and I wanted to thank him for that. And the picture was basically for memories.
It was mentioned in court that this man was portrayed as your cousin. Did you know that? Did you know that was the case?
I'm not really sure the answer to that.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, I can't answer that.
Were you aware that's the narrative that they were going for?
To an extent, but not really. I didn't really know anything leading up to it. I don't feel anything towards him. I, wish him all the best. And that's really it.
There were some texts between you and your parents, and they offered a couple of people, or they showed you a couple of people who could be donors. Was that not some sort of involvement from your side?
I wouldn't say it's an involvement. they just wanted me to see the progress that they had made.
Have you been able to find someone else?
Well, shortly after that, I had put out an appeal and a lot of people came up, but we weren't really able to do anything with that as of now because I'm still on dialysis. Hopefully, I would be able to, get the transplant soon. But as you know, our family is still in the middle of a trial. I would like to also use this opportunity to apologize to them for the way everything has played out.
You've been seeing them, visiting them in jail all this time. Where are their heads at? What are they kind of thinking about the whole situation?
They're quite calm, surprisingly. Yeah.
Do they feel remorse?
I can't really speak on what they are feeling. This is just from an outside perspective, seeing them. They're okay. They're just neutral.
What's sort of been your lesson from all this?
Life is just so dynamic. Like one day you're in your house, chilling. The next day, your whole life is turned upside down. So that is my main focus. Try and help specifically people with kidney conditions, just to show that they don't need to be scared. Obviously, there's the support of my siblings and obviously my parents' siblings as well. However, I don't think it would ever be the same. I feel guilty because I feel like all this has happened because of me.